So yesterday, Google had their hardware event, and I'm going to go ahead and discuss with you what I thought of everything. If you're curious about the black square that's showing up, take a moment to read the description because that will give you a better idea of what's happening. Suffice it to say, I only hope this is temporary. So to start out, Google emphasized the assistant on everything. So we're going to go at this from that perspective. To start off with, they introduced their Amazon Echo Dot competitor, the Google Home Mini. And yours truly has decided to bite the bullet and pre-order one. So it'll be interesting to compare this to the Amazon Tap and see how things go. The Google Home Mini is about the size of a donut. If you orientate it so that the micro USB power port is at the 6 o'clock position, at the 7:30 position from that is a mute switch. Now the power port is micro USB, so it is universal. Now a lot of people are complaining it's not USB-C. Personally, as long as it's not a proprietary power cord like it is with the Google Home, the standard Google Home, then I'm happy. Now what's really going to be interesting is how this compares sound-wise to the Amazon Echo Dot. Very interested in seeing how this turns out. They also introduced the Google Home Max. It's rectangular in shape. I can't give you an exact size. If you want dimensions, you can go to store.google.com and pull up the information. You noticed, by the way, that the Home Mini was available in 3 colors. The Home Max is available in 2 of those 3 colors, chalk and charcoal, which is basically a white and gray and a gray and black. And the Home is also available in this really interesting shade of reddish orange that I honestly can't remember the name of. I want to call it tomato. At least it looks red in the pictures. I don't know how it's going to look in person. Google Home Max is I consider it a stereo, a smart stereo for the 21st century, like a shelf stereo. For those of you who remember the old stereos with the cassette and CD players, shrink that down, put streaming music at the forefront, and here you go. This had better have good sound, though, because they're going to be charging $400 for it, and I honestly think, ick. $400 is a bit steep. They also introduced their Pixelbook. The Pixelbook is a Google Chrome OS laptop. It's got a dual metal and glass design. It's also got a brand new key. That brand new key is in between the Control and the Alt. It's the Google Assistant key. You press that, Google Assistant comes up, and you can either type or speak, and depending on how you input your information, it'll output in the same way. Google Assistant is pretty much the same across the board, so I won't obviously go into the details of what it can do. But one of the things that it can do on the laptop that's actually quite unique, the Pixelbook, is with a $100 pen accessory, you can actually circle a picture, a piece of text, anything you want, and the assistant will actually come up and give you information on it. Excuse me. Now, whether that's worth $100, I don't know, because the laptop itself, coming with a Core i3 and i5, starting at $1,000 for 128 gigs and 4 gigs of RAM, is steep. It starts at $1,000 and it goes up to $1,500 for 512 gigs, Core i5, or is it Core i7? I don't remember the exact specs. Like I said, they emphasize the assistant, and so will I. 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig of solid-state storage. I love the integration of Google Assistant, so much so that I really hope they can find out some way to get the software integrated into older and cheaper Chromebooks, because I love the features, but I really don't think they're worth the price bump compared to other Chromebooks. Especially considering that I'm just when it comes to what I do, I don't think I'd necessarily need that kind of power. Google Pixel and Pixel XL 2. The Google Pixel XL 2, in my opinion, is the better looking of the two phones. It's got a near, and I emphasize and the emphasis is on near edge to edge, 6-inch screen. The Pixel 2 is a 5-inch screen. Now, I actually did some digging, and apparently, if you have the original Pixel as I do, and you want to upgrade for the Pixel, I have the XL, so if I wanted to upgrade to the XL 2, they would be able to knock off $400, which I think is really sweet. Now, keep in mind, this was before launch. This was among speculative rumors, so whether all that is true, take it with a grain of salt. But if you can, save $400, I'd say go for it. I mean, that's really nice. And I have to say that my old Pixel, I'm sorry, but it looks outdated compared to this. Usual spec bump, water resistance, no headphone jack, no wireless charging, stereo speakers, 64 gigs to start on the memory. So you have the 5-inch Pixel for $649 and the Pixel XL for $849. So it's going to be interesting to see how well these sell. They also come in colors. Let's see if I remember the names. So it's kind of blue, quite black, and really white. The XL in particular comes in a dual tone, white and black, what people are calling a panda design, and that's personally my favorite. I really, really like that. So that is the Pixel XL. Really, really great phone, but is it worth the upgrade, especially if you have the original Pixel? I can't say. I really cannot say. I'll have to wait to get my hands on it to know for sure. Google Daydream VR got a second try. There's really not much an awful lot to say about this. The big thing is that they've introduced a brand new heatsink, which for me is really big news because I bought the Pixel XL with the intent to use it in virtual reality. Then I found out that the headset causes the phone to overheat, and I was afraid to try it because of that. Now that we have a built-in heatsink, it'll be interesting to see how things work out. Hopefully, we won't have this problem. $99 for the Daydream VR. So this is another one of the big announcements in my mind is the Google Pixel Buds. The Google Pixel Buds are earbuds. They are wireless, but they have a connecting cord between them. 5 hours on a charge, but the case that you see here can hold several charges, so it's supposed to be up to 24 hours. The big thing is that, yes, it can access Google Assistant. This is not the only pair of headphones. There's also Bose Quiet Comfort 35 version 2 that can access the Google Assistant. That's not the big feature in my opinion. The big feature in my opinion, and honestly worth the $150 asking price, is a built-in translator. You can give your phone to somebody who doesn't speak your language. You can press and hold on the Pixel Buds, speak in your native language. Google Translate on the fly will translate into their native tongue, and you guys can honestly have a legit conversation, even though you don't know either of each other's languages. In my opinion, this is the closest thing to Star Trek's Universal Translator that we've got. Honestly, one of my favorite things. Now, was it all sunshine and roses? Nope. There is one thing that I honestly did not like and did not understand, and that was the Google Pixel Clips camera. This thing is supposed to be a little square camera that you can wear and place in places, and the idea is that you don't have to do anything. Using the onboard automated intelligence engine, it doesn't send anything to Google, but it basically monitors you and knows when to take a photo, knows when to take a video, and you can program it to recognize faces in your family. I just don't, I'm sorry, but I don't see the point in this. I really don't. Especially for the $300 price tag. No. Nope. So basically that is my thoughts on the Google Pixel 2 event. Google Home Mini, liked it so much I pre-ordered one. Definitely very excited for that. Google Home Max, wonderful sound, supposedly, but the $400 price tag is a bit steep in my opinion. The Google Pixel Book, $1,000, is also a bit steep in my opinion. The Core i5 and i7 are great. The Google Assistant integration is great. The pen utility is great, but I have to say that I'd like to see the Assistant pushed out to other hardware. That is the only reason I would spend the extra money is for the Assistant, and even then I don't think it's necessarily worth twice the price of the average Chromebook. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention about this. You can convert it into a tablet temp mode. It's basically the same as the Lenovo Yoga laptops. Oh, and instant tethering. Instant tethering with a Google Pixel. It's very similar to what Apple uses with the iPhone for their MacBooks. Google Pixel 2 and Pixel XL 2. Great devices. I don't know if they're worth the upgrade because obviously I'll have to see them to know for sure. In my opinion, though, I like the XL2. It just looks modern compared to the old ones, even next to the Pixel 2. The Pixel 2 and the Pixel XL2, I have to say the XL2 looks more modern compared if you compare it to things like the S8 Plus and the LG V30 and other things that have come out this year. Daydream View. This heatsink had better work. $99. Pixel Buds. The built-in translator alone is worth the $150 asking price in my opinion. Apparently, I just saw a couple of videos on them before making this, and it turns out the white one that you see here supposedly is already sold out. So these are flying. And like I said, the only thing I didn't like was the Pixel Buds, or I'm sorry, I like the Pixel Buds. What I don't like is the Google Clips camera. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of a camera deciding when to shoot. Anyway, what do you guys think? Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome and have a nice day.